Hi there, my name is Kip with Blue Thumb, and today I want to talk to you about the installation of the water matrix, basin matrix, AquaBlox. It's called a variety of names, but essentially they're all the same product. You will get an instruction guide in the instructions with the kits and with the water matrix, but essentially what I'm going to show you here is exactly how to do it. We'll do the large one first. There's a large size and then a small size. And with the large, you're going to get 4 panels like this, and you're going to get 4 internal panels like that. And so the first thing you want to do, sort of get them out of your way, you're going to lay down one of the largest panels, and then you'll notice these are slightly rectangular. They're not perfectly square, and so we want the longer side to match up. And you should be able to tell based on, if you did it this way, it's going to be too short, so you want it to match up with the length and width of the largest panel. So basically what you're going to do is just line up the little pegs inside of there, and with your fist you can tighten it right down. You're going to do the left end first, then the right end. Like so. And then with your other two, you're going to center them in here with the other holes. Now there are extra holes, so these are actually used in parking lot and water storage situations. And in those situations, they may add in extra internal panels, but for pondless waterfalls and our water feature applications, you don't need to do that. So you got 4 and 4 like that. Now you can use your hand like I've been doing, or you can use a rubber mallet. And basically what I want to do here is I want to line up the one end, and come down here and line up this end. Now we've got a pretty good box there, but now we got to put our last 2 largest panels on the ends. I'll use a rubber mallet just to kind of show you. If you don't want to use your hand, you can use the mallet. All the way over. By the way, if one of these little pegs pops off, even during shipping or while you're doing this, it's not a problem. Don't worry about it. Just carry on. It's not going to be a problem with our application. There you go. That is a large basin matrix. Now on the small, get a little bit different. You're going to get 2 of these larger panels. You get 4 of the internal panels, and then you get the 2 ends, the ones on the end. So in this situation, same concept. We're going to take our largest panel, set it on the ground, take your 4 interior panels, snap the 2 farthest ends in first. I guess it technically doesn't matter if you do the ends. It just helps me center so that I know exactly, just trying to keep them in even spacing. It just helps me center the middle panel so that I know that I've got my spacing done properly. Now, if you're just doing one large and one small, like I'm doing here, I can do it with my hand, but if you're putting together 20, 10, 30, 50 of these things, you probably want to use the rubber mallet. Again, if we knock off one of the pegs, not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Just discard it and keep using the panels. Because once these things are together, you have one of those pieces off. It's like one of these things broken off. It's not a big deal. Now we're going to finish this up by putting our side panels on. Voila, we've got a small basin matrix. So depending on your pondless application and how big your basin is, that'll determine how many of these you need. Sometimes you'll use all large, sometimes you'll use just some small ones, and sometimes you'll use some large with a small stacked on top of it, like so. And then you'll have a whole bunch of them. Sometimes you'll have 4, 5, 6 of the large stacked on top of each other. It just depends on how big of a reservoir that you need. What I'd like to talk to you now is about configuration of these and how they should be installed into the basin itself. If you remember when we first started building them, we laid the first largest panel down flat, and then we laid our 4 internal panels and installed those next, and then put the top on. This is the top and that is the bottom, just as we assembled it. But once we put these 2 ends on, it kind of gets difficult to decide whether you put it in like this or like this. And the way these are intended and designed is for the largest panel to be flat on the bottom. That way, all of the weight, when it gets set on top of this, will transfer down through these ends and through all those supports and onto the largest panel flat on the bottom. So you want these sides to come down and meet and land on top of this panel. If you were to install it this way, these ends could actually pop off. They're not actually landing on any of the panels. And so that's why you want to configure it like this and then stack from there. Now, whether you put it in like this or like this is irrelevant. That part doesn't matter. You're just going to want to fit them into your basin matrix as best as you can. As far as the small one goes, same thing here where you want the largest panel flat, and that's going to be your bottom, and then this is your top. You do not install them like this, and you do not install them like this. They need to be installed properly like this in order to absorb and handle the weight that is on top of them. So if you need to configure them like this, that's fine, but you always want your largest panel to be the top and the bottom, or the bottom of each matrix. So we can go like this, we can go like this. You can do all of those things, but you don't want to tip it this way or this way. Even though that looks like it could be correct, you'll notice you're not getting good transfer of weight through the matrix to the bottom. Keep your largest panel flat on the bottom of the basin, build up from there, you'll be good to go. If you have to pull these things apart, you just got to get your fingers in there, your nail, and you can actually pull them back apart without too much of a problem. And that is how you assemble a basin matrix. Give us a call if you have any questions.